for the Metropolitan Manila Development Authority on health risk allowance, an increase of 175 million pesos. As a consequence of a special provision under MMDA shall be inserted as follows. Grant of special risk allowance, the amount of 175 million pesos appropriated herein shall be used to provide benefits to traffic enforcers, metro aids, street sweepers, flood control laborers, anti-smoke belching enforcers, environmental enforcers who have rendered 3 years field experience in their respective capacities. Mr. President, ang trabaho ng mga metro aids, street sweepers, flood control laborers, anti-smoke belching enforcers at mga environmental enforcers ay nasa lansangan at sila ang laging nakakalanghap ng air pollution at nakaka-experience ng noise pollution at naglilinis ng garbage pollution. Many studies have already concluded these employees' health are at risk because of the job they do. It is important that we grant them 3,000 monthly health risk allowance to compensate them. For the Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency, for the Command and Control Center project, 90 million pesos. This will cover the 8.1 million budget for the construction of the command center and the 82.4 million for the command center's equipment. Napakahalaga po nito, lalo na ating mga operatiba sa ground. This will ensure that operations are properly monitored and will prevent any possible irregularities or violations of their standard operating procedure. For the National Police Commission on the Confidential and Intelligence Funds, an increase of 10 million pesos. Napag-alaman ko na walang confidential funds ang mga taga-NAPOLCOM. Paano natin sila aasahan kapag nag-imbestiga ng maayos sa mga tiwaling pulis kung wala silang CIF, Mr. President? For the National Police Commission on case disposal, an increase of 10 million. At present, NAPOLCOM only has 12 lawyers for its legal affairs service and 12 lawyers for its inspection, monitoring, and investigation service. Medyo mabigat po ang load considering the number of cases and issues that they have to attend to on the national level. Kaya kailangan nila ang tulong through MOE para makapag-hire muna ng mga contract of service lawyers upang mas mapabilis ang case disposal rate ng NAPOLCOM. For the National Police Commission, additional rental expenses, MOE for regions 6, 8, 11, Caraga, and Negros Island region, an increase of 1 million pesos. Mr. President, kulang po talaga ang pondo ng NAPOLCOM for its office rental expenses. Kaya po, we are here to support and we are proposing to allot just a little over 1 million pesos for that. For the National Police Commission, for the construction, renovation of the NAPOLCOM buildings in CAR, Region 3, Region 9, Region 11, Region 12, and structural retrofitting and consulting services, an increase of 230 million pesos. Lumapit po sa aking tanggapan ang NAPOLCOM para sa construction at renovation ng iba't ibang opisina nito sa 5 rehiyon, CAR, Region 3, Region 9, Region 11, Region 12. With this budget that we are allotting for NAPOLCOM, Mr. President, makakatulong ito upang kahit paano ay magawa ng paraan ang kawalan ng NAPOLCOM ng sariling tahanan. Under NAPOLCOM, insert a new special provision as follows. Utilization of non-tax revenue collections. The National Police Commission is hereby authorized to utilize 50% of its annual non-tax revenue collection derived from the rental of billboard spaces, office spaces, and related service fees for the implementation of the following program. Scholarship program for dependents for NAPOLCOM and Philippine National Police personnel. Number 2, health and wellness initiatives for commission personnel. Number 3, provident fund for employees. Number 4, shuttle service for employees. Number 5, repair and maintenance of the NAPOLCOM Central Office Building. The utilization of said funds shall be subject to the existing budgeting, accounting, and auditing rules and regulations, and to approval by the Department of Budget and Management. The remaining 50% of the non-tax revenue collection shall accrue to the General Fund of the National Treasury in accordance with pertinent laws and regulation. At present, Mr. President, all non-tax revenues of the Commission are remitted in full to the National Treasury, leaving no portion available for reinvestment in the Commission's welfare and institutional programs. With this proposed special provision, NAPOLCOM will be able to fund the programs I just mentioned. For PTV4, on the repair of PTV4 building, purchase of OB vans and pest control, an increase of 40 million pesos. Kung natatandaan ninyo, ipinakita ko dito sa plenaryo ang kaawa-awang sitwasyon ng kanilang opisina at kawalan ng OB van na pwedeng magamit ng kanilang mga reporters, Mr. President. Kay Senator Raffy. For the Department of Social Welfare and Development Office of the Secretary on Project Aruga, an increase of 40 million pesos. Mr. President, kailangan nito dahil malaking dagdag gastos para sa isang pamilya ang tustusan ang gastusin for therapy and check-ups ng mga bata may autism, cerebral palsy, hearing and visual impairments. Kailangan nila ito buwan-buwan, hindi lamang isang beses kada taon. That's why this amendment, Mr. President.
Okay na po yun.
Okay na?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Doon na ba? This is for Senator Villanueva. Additional amendments. Senator Villanueva's individual amendments to the 2026 General Appropriations Bill. Various infrastructure projects, particularly multipurpose buildings under the Department of Public Works and Highways amounting to a total of 1.6 billion. We emphasize that, again, no flood control projects and road projects. These are located in NCR and regions 1, 3, 4A, 5, 11, and 3. And once again, Mr. President, the aforementioned projects are duly supported with Sagudan resolutions and other pertinent documents. Number 2, various programs in the PSE, NCCA, DSWD, DOH, DOLE, TESDA, and DBM ALGU amounting to 1.3 billion pesos. This is from Senator Mark Villar, Senator for the Department of Trade and Industry, as a longtime advocate and principal sponsor of the Internet Transactions Act. Not to mention that I had defended the budget of the agency in previous years. This representation recognizes the critical role of the regulatory framework for our e-commerce industry. Reports show that 46% of Filipinos shop online and that total e-commerce volume reached 28 billion pesos in 2024. Projected to reach $40 billion by 2027. Given that no budget has been allocated for the 2026 to fully realize the objective of the law, I therefore move that we allocate some funds for its implementation. For the consideration of the body, I also move to provide funding for the following. To provide necessary appropriate support facilities such as evacuation centers and public health facilities and pursuant to Ligtas Pinoy Centers Act, a proposed increase of 100 million pesos. To facilitate network development programs and enhance community access to essential services through bypass and diversion roads, I propose an increase of 5 million pesos. To improve linkages among regional and local government units, promote local tourism, enable community access to basic services, and support local businesses. And finally, to support ongoing strategic expansion of airport facilities that will enable continuous operations and to meet the growing demands of the commercial flights and logistic carriers operating at Clark International Airport, including companies such as UPS, FedEx, and Lufthansa, for consideration of the body. It is noteworthy to mention that all of these amendments are sufficiently backed up. The following amendments to strengthen initiatives aimed at expanding public facilities, improving education, health and social services, and accelerating local development. To increase the funding of DOH Cancer Assistance Fund. To make cancer treatment affordable and accessible by covering costs for diagnostics, therapies, and medications, especially for indigent patients, an amount of 20 million pesos. To provide funding for the UPPGH for PET-CT procedures and provide advanced diagnostics services, especially for indigent patients, an amount of 10 million pesos. to fund the capital outlay of the Senate Electoral Tribunal for its digitalization, an amount of 10 million pesos. To support the building of roads to tourism areas, to improve accessibility, stimulate economic growth, and enhance the overall tourism experience, an example of which is the Dimiao Bohol under the Tourism Road Infrastructure Program, an amount of 50 million pesos. To support the building of access and rural roads to indigenous peoples' communities and remote barangays under the Sustainable Infrastructure Projects, alleviating gaps, access roads, and/or bridges from the national road connecting to indigenous people communities, an example of which is the construction of the Lundag Pilar Taytay Duero Road leading to the Escaya Tribe community, an amount of 50 million pesos. To support and expedite the construction, repair, and rehabilitation of classrooms and facilities to address the severe classroom shortage in public schools. This can be including school buildings in Baguio Elementary School, Pinili, Ilocos Norte, an amount of 5 million pesos. School building in Hinayasan Elementary School, Altabas Aklan, an amount of 5 million pesos, and construction of school buildings for Bolinao School of Fisheries, Arnedo, Bolinao, Pangasinan, an amount of 5 million pesos. To support the establishment of daycare, social, and youth development centers for the youth physical and mental well-being, including the construction of daycare and youth center in Barangay Osmeño, Pulian, Palawan, an amount of 5 million pesos. To fund the establishment of a Women in Crisis Center in Alabang, Muntinlupa City, a collaborative project of the AWLFI, CSFI, DSW, and DOH, an example of which is to provide a safe haven to the rising number of abused women and children, an amount of 20 million pesos. To support the building of various roads and highways leading to government centers to improve connectivity, the establishment of multi-purpose buildings throughout the country, including Municipal Agricultural Office, Municipal Environment and Natural Resource Office, barangay health stations, material recovery facilities, an amount is supported with formal requests from local government units, agencies, and organizations with appropriate supporting Sangguniang resolutions and documents that have been forwarded to the Committee on Finance. And lastly, Mr. President, finally, good evening, Mr. President. I would like to highlight 5 key amendments to the committee report. These do not encompass all the amendments we have made, but here are some of the most significant. The first amendment is the restoration of the 5% reduction of the construction materials price data, CMPD, as introduced under the committee report. This will result in the restoration of 52.13 billion pesos to the Department of Public Works and Highways. Mr. President, esteemed colleagues, when the 5% reduction was introduced, the intent was straightforward, to reflect updated assumptions on the cost of construction materials, which were lower. However, at this stage of the budget legislation, we do not have the detailed breakdown of each project's allocation into its specific components, materials, labor, and equipment. Because this level of disaggregation is not available during the budget preparation, the 5% CMPD reduction, which is meant solely for materials, cannot be precisely applied only to the materials portion of every project. In effect, applying the 5% CMPD reduction across the entire project allocation would also adjust labor and equipment costs, even when these are non-material cost components. To illustrate, a typical bridge project implemented by DPWH carries labor cost of 8% to 18% of total. The equipment cost of around 7 to 16%, portions that should not be reduced through the materials-based adjustments. If this issue is not addressed, gaps will emerge, and these will cascade into second-order effects. Workers may not receive proper wages, project costing will be misaligned, and implementation schedules might face delays. Given the absence of a detailed breakdown separating materials